When you're giving students directions on how to go to their breakout rooms, it's very different from Zoom or Microsoft Teams if you've ever used breakout rooms in those two applications. This is because Google Meet, you have to yourself create a brand new meeting. So, what I would recommend you have your students do, practice this before you actually have some content that you want your students to learn. So right now, as you can see in my tab window, I only have one Google Meet open. So this is where I would go when students first check in for the day. Then you should definitely demonstrate. So you can either show them this video or you can demonstrate it yourself. Have the students go to the plus sign, open a new tab, tell them to go to Google Meet, and for a brief moment, they're going to have two meetings running at the same time. So in this case, if the teacher has already started the meeting, so I'm going to have to start the meeting. So I'm going to do a VChoice group A. The teacher has already started it. So then what happens is they will then join that meeting for VChoice group A. You can have them have their cameras on, you can have them have their cameras off. It's totally up to you, but you would have them click join now. And then what will happen is they will see that they are still in your original meeting. So here's my original meeting. And then they will see their new meeting that they just joined. Once they have joined their new meeting, please instruct them to close out the original meeting. That way, they won't hear you when they're doing their small group session. So now all they can see and hear is what's happening in their own group. And then you, as the teacher, you can pop in as needed. Again, as a teacher, I would recommend keeping the main room open because there may be a student who might need to go back. That usually doesn't happen because when you are facilitating this as a teacher, you have the ability to turn your camera on and your microphone on in all of the meeting rooms, and it's basically the same thing as having the main breakout room. So it's a little tricky, but that's a quick way I've found out like how to just work around being able to use breakout rooms. Again, as always, make sure you have all your directions like posted somewhere where students can access them all the time. Because remember, once they close out of a Google Meet, any information that was typed in the chat box, they no longer have access to. So it might be helpful to just kind of post the directions for each group in the meeting chat, have something like an agenda that they can reference while they're in their Google Meet with instructions already typed. You can have a PowerPoint presentation that the student should download, or you can use Schoology to post directions, anything like that. But you do want to make sure the students always have access to whatever directions and activities you have them doing during the Google Meet.